Welcome to Econeperty, the Economics Jeopardy! On today's show, we will be talking about unemployment. Our contestant is Olivia. Olivia is from Mr. Whitacre's second hour AP Econ class.
It is great to be here.
Ready to begin?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We will start with the basics and move on from there. Your first question is, what does it mean to be unemployed?
Well, unemployed means that you are a paid employee that works in the labor force. So that must mean that unemployed means you're not a part of the labor force, but at least 16 or over.
You're right, except you're missing some key information. To be unemployed, you have to be without a job, available for work, and trying to find employment during the previous 4 weeks. It also includes those waiting to be recalled from a job from which they have been laid off. But time for your next question. What groups are included in the labor force?
The labor force is only those who are employed or unemployed. The people who do not fit these descriptions are not counted in the labor force.
Perfect. Now let's take a look at a chart of America's current labor force statistics to make this a little easier to understand. Our contestant will explain the chart.
Employed, the unemployed, and those not in the labor force. It also shows the employed and the unemployed make up the labor force. There are 139.3 million employed, 8.1 million unemployed, and 76 million not in the labor force. And in the labor force, there are 147.4 million.
Thank you, Olivia. Now on to our next question. How do you calculate the unemployment rate?
The unemployment rate is the number of unemployed divided by the labor force times 100.
That is exactly right. Now how do you measure the labor force participation rate?
The labor force participation rate is the labor force divided by the adult population times 100.
Great. Now name and describe the 4 types of unemployment.
The first type of unemployment is cyclical unemployment. Cyclical unemployment is the deviation of unemployment for its natural rate. It is associated with the ups and downs of the business cycle. The next type of unemployment is frictional unemployment. It results because it takes time for workers to search for jobs that best suit their taste and skills. They are unemployed because it has to do with the matter of matching workers with the jobs suited for them. The third form of unemployment is structural unemployment. It is unemployment that results because the number of jobs available in some labor markets is insufficient to provide a job for everyone who wants one. The number of jobs available is less than the number of workers, or also when workers don't have the right skills that employment demands. The last type of unemployment is seasonal unemployment, and this is due to seasonal change. For example, after Christmas time, the mall Santas are unemployed until next Christmas time.
Those are perfect explanations. Now we will take a look at the business cycle chart to get a better idea of how unemployment affects the economy. At the top there is a peak, and as the curve starts to go down, this represents a recession and contraction in the economy. The trough is the lowest point, and as the curve goes back up, the economy is in recovery, and this is called an expansion.
That makes so much sense.
Good. Now on to the next question. What is the natural rate of unemployment?
Is the natural rate of unemployment the normal rate of unemployment around which the unemployment rate fluctuates?
Yes, that is exactly it. Here's a fun fact. In the U.S., the natural rate of unemployment is around 5%. The goal is to keep the employment rate as close to the natural rate as possible. It would be bad for the unemployment rate to be less than this because new businesses would have trouble finding employees that don't have a job to work for them, thus limiting economic growth. And it is also bad to have unemployment way higher than the natural rate because this causes a recession. Let's take a look at this chart to get a better understanding. Here you can see the natural rate of unemployment, and as the employment rate fluctuates, here unemployment is too high and here it is too low. But are you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Okay, what is a discouraged worker?
Discouraged worker is an individual who would like to work but has given up looking for a job. They are not counted in the labor force. This is a problem because they are truly workers without jobs.
Yep, this shows a problem within the labor force statistics. The question is whether or not unemployment rate actually measures what we want it to, and the answer is tricky. Our current method does for the most part measure the unemployment rate well, but it doesn't include discouraged workers, which is a problem. It also counts part-time workers or workers not working at full potential as employed. This is also a problem. This can result in statistics not really being representative of current unemployment problems. But are you ready for your next question?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what is a job search?
A job search is the process by which workers find appropriate jobs given their taste and skills. This can take time, which is part of the reason that causes frictional unemployment. When workers are out looking for jobs that will suit their tastes and skills, they are frictionally unemployed and on a job search.
Very good. Now what is the theory of efficiency wages?
So, This theory says that firms operate more efficiently if wages are above equilibrium level, and it may be profitable for firms to keep wages high even in the presence of a surplus of labor. Higher wages lead to better worker health, worker turnover, worker quality, and worker effort, making firms more profitable.
Perfect. Now one last topic we should cover. Can you tell me how long people are usually unemployed for?
Most spells of unemployment are short, and most unemployment observed at any given time is a long term.
Very good. Thank you for coming to play Econ at Birdie.
Thank you for having me.